Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into the microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Papers, Please, Blind. There's been another terrorist attack, unfortunately, which, in addition to killing a couple of people, which should probably be my major concern, also deprived me of quite some money by cutting the day short. So, I guess it's kind of callous of me to be worried about that in the face of death of other people. But oh well, they weren't related to me, and I still have a 4-people family to care about. So let's go to sleep and go to work. Yeah, another attack. Bomber slips through security, which is really kind of embarrassing because they posted all of those guards precisely for the purpose of stopping something like this. But all that ended happening is that they enabled the death toll to be actually higher, because if there was only a single guard there, as there was during the first day, there would be only 1 casualty. But now, because of all the additional guards, I think like 3 people died. Well, 4 if you include the bomber himself. Apparently dancers were found dead at the Grestin club. I wonder if that has to do with like a serial killer that will become relevant later on or something. Well, let's go to work. I wonder how many guards will they post outside this time. I think it's still 5. Yeah, it's the same setup as the last time. Facilitate more thorough inspection. Search scanner has been installed. Collection and extremists suspected. Search all collections before approving their entry. Correlate button entry with violating information to enable options. Correlate discovered weapons with rulebook. Oh, that's becoming... Man, that's becoming mightily complicated. Documents. Okay, so the rest is still the same with the work passes and all that. Let's open it on the rules. Okay, so all collections must be searched. No weapons or contraband. Workers must... This is the same. This was already confusing enough for me, but... Well, that's just the way this game rolls, I guess. Oh, and as luck would have it, the first person is a Kolechian. How do I... search. So she seems to have no contraband on her, but I didn't listen to what she said about entering, so I guess I'll have to go on a hunch here. I guess I was lucky this time. Okay, she's not from... but she doesn't have the entry permit, so that's denied for you. She wasn't from Kolechia, so she didn't need to be searched. Purpose of the trip: visiting relatives, Kolechia. 14 days, okay. But first, I need to... Mateo Tiberowski, okay, that seems to be right. Number seems to match as well. Photo seems to be okay. Okay, it seems he's clear as well. So... we can enter. That's an Arstotzkan. Vogt Glenda, this is right. Right as well. Weight is okay. Photos seems to match, but it says you're a man. Well, I guess maybe he just has a very feminine face. It would be kind of a trolling attempt by the game if it turns out to be this way. Yeah, I guess. Wait, is that a penis? I find it weird to ask, but there aren't any visible breasts or anything, so I guess that might be a man after all. Well, you're kind of weird, but... I guess it was a man after all. Purpose for the trip, immigrating, so forever. Kendall Gatsby, man, Republia, blah blah blah, this is right. This seems to be right as well. Okay, it seems to be okay. Oh, wait. So apparently the name was invalid after all. Kolechia come for a visit. Kolechians must be searched. 2 weeks. Interrogate. Helmitrov Janosch. Okay, so this seems to be right. Seems to be matching as well. This is correct. So provided he doesn't have any dangerous contraband on him. Ah, and what's that? You've made a mistake coming here. Off to jail with you. I don't even feel particularly guilty about that. After all, he was trying to smuggle weapons into the country. Papers, please. Kolechia. Visiting friends, so that's... couple months. Discrepancy, blah blah blah. Must be searched. Shadi Safari. Okay, so this seems to be right. Enter by. Okay, it seems to be correct if he doesn't. Oh, what's that? Off to jail with you as well. Those damn Kolechians. Maybe hating them actually has some, reason behind it, because they seem to be smuggling a lot of weapons inside. Immigrating forever. Okay, so this is female. Blah blah blah. Obristan. This is correct. It's correct as well. Passport number. Wait, the passport number doesn't match, so I'm afraid you won't be entering the country today. That's an Arstotzkan. Okay, this seems to match. Date, female, Zeldris, seems to be okay. United Federation visiting. 14 days, so this is correct. But the permit is no longer valid, so I'm afraid you won't be entering the country. Come for a visit. 19 days, so 3 months, so this is right. Vedor he's a Kolechian. Random search of all Kolechians in the land. apparently he's clear. So yeah, I think he should be okay to enter. That went pretty well, all things considered. Unfortunately, my son is ill again. What's up with this guy? I wonder how old is he? Like, is it a small child? Like, children tend to get sick quite often. Obviously, they don't have developed immune systems when they are still young, so I guess I'll have to shower them with comforts for this day because he's sick, so I'll give them food and heat and medicine, of course. Well, so I think that's actually all for this day. Let's go to sleep and continue tomorrow. Coalition leader files complaint. Unprovoked border searches violate rights. Now, on one hand, it might very well be true. Like in a contemporary setting, I don't think you could get away with searching people simply because they are from a certain country. But then again, even if the security were doing that, they would never tell you, and you could hardly prove it, because I think that phrase, you have been chosen for a random security search, is sort of a stock phrase to use in that situation, and it would be very difficult to prove that it's not random after all. But on the other hand, there were a lot of those Kolechians that were trying to smuggle weapons into the country, so I guess they're kind of responsible for that restriction themselves, at least in part. Okay, let's continue. Kolechians have filed a complaint. Diplomat will arrive today. Okay, so I'm no longer searching Kolechians automatically. Diplomats require a passport and a valid diplomatic authorization. So it's even more documents for me to check. Diplomatic authorization looks like that. So it has a seal. Must grant entry. Validate seal. Okay. But I guess it's going to be only one diplomat. Unless there is someone trying to impersonate a diplomat. Okay, so I'm no longer searching Kolechians. But still no weapons or contraband, so I wonder how am I supposed to find that out if I'm not searching anyone? Well, I guess I'll see. Well, let's start. Diplomatic authorization, Kolechia. Kolechia, Arstotzka. Is that correct? How do I check it? Oh, for Kolechia has no expiry. I think this is correct. Did have a seal. Okay, the photos seem to be non-matching. It is me. Well, give me your... I'm not going to detain her, I don't think. I'm just going to deny her passage, as you can never be certain what they are going to do. Oh, it's this guy again. It's me. Oh, but entry tickets are no longer valid, I'm afraid. How do I... Okay, you know what, just go away. It's going to be quicker this way. I need an entry permit. Don't come back again. Visiting friends. Duration of stay 2 weeks, so this is right. Simo Virtan. Blah blah blah. Okay, think this is correct. What the frick is wrong with this guy? The order awaits. That was definitely creepy. Horman Drex. Purpose of the trip, I am in transit. Duration of stay, couple of days. Okay, so that's correct. But this permit is expired, so no entry for you. Visiting. But that's actually wrong. Like, he said he's only visiting and it says work here. So, but on the other hand, if all of his things are correct, am I supposed to let him pass or what? I guess I'll deny him and see what happens. If they are going to cite me, then it was a mistake. But apparently not, so yeah, I have to listen to what they are saying as well. Live with my husband, so immigrate. Kovacs 14, but this is wrong. Okay, that kind of makes sense if she was married recently, so... but no known aliases. Well, so I guess no entry for you in this case. Wait, that's the guy mentioned on this plaque here. I'm not quite sure what this is about, but this seems to be correct. Blah blah blah. Weight is correct as well. Drex Carmen. Okay, everything seems to be in order, so you can pass, although I'm kind of suspicious about you. Purpose of the trip, visiting. 30 days, so this is right. This is okay as well. Kolechia City United Federation. SP. I think everything's in order. Oh. Okay. Apparently everything was not in order. Visiting friends, but do you have a... You don't have an entry permit, so... Off with you. Purpose of the trip, diplomatic envoy. Is that right? Arstotzka Anna Nowak. Oh, that's actually a Polish surname. Female, blah blah blah. Antegria, passport. And the seal is there. Import. Okay, I think this is right. So... Purpose of the trip: transit. 14 days, so this is correct. This is good as well. Mail, the photo, Asgartiel. VC. Okay, it seems to match, so you can go in. Come for a visit. 1 month, so this is correct, but your photo does not match. Oh, he's the last person of the day, so I guess I can take my time checking his fingerprints. Well, I'm not going to detain him. I'm just going to deny him because, like, I don't think you should be too cavalier with detaining people if you're part of a system like this, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other outright abuse or even just like potential abuse within a system like that, and you can never be certain what they are even doing with those people that are detained. Like maybe they beat them or they force confessions out of them. It wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary in a totalitarian system. So unless I have a solid proof that, for example, he's smuggling weapons into the country or that he's actually dangerous, I don't see a reason to. Well, let me rephrase that. Obviously, there is a reason to detain him. He is trying to deceive a public official, but like I am a little bit apprehensive about doing that, just because I'm afraid that they might like beat him or straight up kill him just because they can, and just because there is no judicial oversight of this kind of thing in a country like Arstotzka. So just go away and, you know, be glad that that's all that is happening to you. Oh, tab to toggle stamp bar, so that's definitely useful. I'm taking that. Okay, I'm going to take food away this time because everyone is more or less okay, and I need to save some money for the future. But I wanted to talk about that strange guy that first said something like the order awaits or something like that, and then he gave me this piece of paper with the name of this other guy, and I was definitely mightily suspicious, but then again I couldn't notice anything wrong with the paperwork on the guy noted on the piece of paper, so I let him through, and I didn't get a citation for that, so I guess the Ministry of Admission must have not noticed anything wrong either, but that's definitely curious, and I very much expect some consequences to come out of this. The guy himself he didn't even look human. Like he looked like a robot. He had one strange eye, but I guess that was just a mask or something, which is kind of confusing for me, because you'd think if somebody came to a border crossing dressed like that, he would be detained regardless of what I do. Like, there were armed guards there at the border, and apparently they didn't care about such a strange person approaching. So that was kind of weird. Yeah, so no food today. I think I can get one more day in this episode, so let's go to sleep. top-level Kolechian exposed as Arstotzkan spy. Why would they... Wait, if that's an Arstotzkan spy, then why would they report that in an Arstotzkan newspaper? That seems strangely backwards and counterproductive, because if I were the head of a totalitarian government, I definitely wouldn't inform my own citizens about my spies getting captured abroad, because that kind of undermines your well, not only your power, but also your it undermines your credibility, because you're basically admitting openly in print to spying on other nations and to failing at the aforementioned spying. So that's kind of nonsensical to me, but oh well, let's walk to work. Undercover agent was compromised. Yeah, now it kind of makes sense for them to inform me, because I am holding some kind of a position in the government, and it might be relevant to my work. But what I don't think is sensible is to write about such an event in a publicly available newspaper. Expect a possible drop from the Ministry of Admission. Interesting. Yeah, and this is the strange piece of paper I've got from the guy. Ezik. Not sure what that is supposed to signify. I guess this is the symbol of the group. Okay, so all the rules are the same as the last time, so let's go. Oh, that's the guard. Are you the spy? So I get an additional incentive to detain people. Which is kind of problematic, because it gives me a conflict of interests. 89, March Connor, male, blah blah blah. Okay, I think it's right. Well, I was wrong. As I often am, unfortunately. Ukrinat Josefina, East Grestin Arstotzka, blah blah blah. Okay, the date seems to be correct this time. So here's to hoping. Oh, for freak's sake! Invalid. Hold on to these. Keep them safe. Being followed by an imposter. Okay, so I'm supposed to give those to the guy from the Ministry of Admission. I wonder if that's the test of loyalty on behalf of the government. Came to live with my husband, immigrate forever. Michaela Olsen, blah blah blah, 20. It's all starting to be very confusing. The purpose of the trip, move here, so immigration, and this is right. This is right as well. Forever, blah blah blah. This seems to be the same. Okay, so go in. Oh. Okay, I'm definitely... What the? Are you... Ah, so that's the guy from the Ministry of Admission. Well, I was supposed to give him this. Although, I am kind of confused about that, but I will talk more when there is a pause at the end of the day. Kolechia, purpose of the trip, transit. Robin Fowler, full year, so that's oh, you know what, I don't really care about what you have to say, I just deny you because there was a discrepancy and it takes less time to just deny them. Papers, okay, so Arstotzka, 80 kilograms, that's right, Drex Corman, oh, that's the guy mentioned here again. But this is correct. I think he's authorized. My name is Drex Corman, you have something of mine. I'm kind of, well... read quickly. Arstotzka is the great country poisoned by corrupt leaders, blah blah blah, the yours help us free Arstotzka. Oh, so it's like a revolutionary group, the Order of the East Star. And this is some kind of a code. Purpose of the trip, visit. 14 days, so that's right. This seems to be okay as well. East Van Brugge. Oh. Oh, I'm totally not doing well. Pass through, so transit, 2 days, this is right. Gabriel Sochova. But it's an invalid passport, so... A couple of days, and this is correct. Isager, blah blah blah. Ask. Okay, I think he's approved. Purpose of the trip, visit. 2 weeks, so this is correct. This is correct as well. Shingle, blah blah blah. Seems to be right, but the names do not match, so you're out of luck, I guess. Purpose of the trip, for a visit. 2 weeks, so this is correct. This is right, male, Ogrodnik Maxim, PPP, KPP. Okay, I think this is right. Oh, damn it. Those penalties are starting to pile up. Salkandra, blah, blah. This is valid. I think it should be correct, although... visiting friends. But he doesn't have a passport. Dansker Karloff. So, well, he's the last person of the day, so I guess I can take my sweet time. Visit 2 months. Now, is that true? Where was the... All right. 2 months visiting friends. Okay. This is correct as well. Think well, is the photo matching? The years have been cruel. I'm not going to detain him because again that seems to be kind of harsh and potentially dangerous for him, although I was given another incentive to do that by the security guard. And I guess like if you wanted to consider everything, you have to consider that he probably has a family as well to support, but that doesn't exactly give him authority to potentially abuse people, so via his position. So I'm not going to detain him because it doesn't seem like he's you know, I don't have any solid proof about him smuggling contraband or something. He just has invalid documents, so I'm just going to deny him. Oh, my son is sick again. I guess the rest of my family should be grateful for that, because it means they're going to get a time off from starving or something like that. I've racked quite a lot of penalties, unfortunately, but what I mostly wanted to talk about is this ESIC order. It seems to be some kind of a revolutionary group fighting the government of Arstotzka, and while I'm definitely intrigued, I'm kind of suspicious about dealing with them, because even excuse me, even if I were to take everything at face value, that the government of Arstotzka bad, its opponents good, which is seldom as easy, but even if I were to accept that in such a way, I have to remember that I have a whole family to take care of, and if the government ever finds out that I'm helping the order, they might straight up kill everyone, my family and me. So while it's definitely noble to fight a totalitarian regime, it's definitely also dangerous, and I would be much more inclined excuse me, I would be much more inclined to help the order if I didn't have any family, but which I guess is exactly the point, the game is trying to ask you some poignant questions about how much would you risk for the freedom of your country. And I think in my, like, I would be glad to risk my own life, and I would be proud of myself if I ever managed to master the necessary courage to risk my own life for my country. But I don't think it's my right to risk other people's lives for my cause. So I'm kind of apprehensive about dealing with the order, and I think it's probably safer to not do it. But then again, if everyone thought like that, it's much more difficult to overthrow a tyranny when everyone is only looking for his own safety, because obviously overthrowing a totalitarian government is never going to be safe. That's not the point. So I'm definitely interested in that storyline, and I think it's very cool, the kind of questions that the game raises. But that's more than enough for now, so I'm going to end it here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, and glory to Arstotzka.